Hi there, it's Elizabeth Ritchie from Rambana Ritchie Immigration Attorneys. Today is March 26th, and I'm giving a few immigration updates. First of all, immigration has notified the public that they will reopen on April 7th. That is a change from the April 1st date that they had published earlier. So now their projected reopen date is April 7th. I received a few interview notices for before April 7th on behalf of clients. If you have as well, my suggestion would be to go to USCIS.gov and see if they are going, in fact, to be open on the day of your interview. If you have a court case in Newark or Seattle, an immigration court, those two immigration courts are reopened today, and they are allowing people to file what would have been required during their closure to be filed by March 30th. So again, Newark and Seattle immigration courts are reopening today. If you had to have filed something during their closure, you may still do so until the 30th. Next, I want to talk about an article that I put up on Facebook yesterday about Real ID compliant driver licenses. So the deadline for Real ID compliant identifications, including driver licenses, is going to be moved up now. It will be September of next year or later. The importance of that is that most states are or were going to be required to have Real ID compliant licenses and other identifications for people to board airplanes. That now will change. That deadline is moved to as early as, probably later than, September of 2021. What's the significance of that? Well, I think in the context of the foreign-born veteran, we will see a slowdown for people finding out that they're actually not US citizens. Most of my clients who are foreign-born veterans have found out that they were not US citizens, at least indirectly, because of the Real ID Act. They went to get a driver license renewed, especially in Florida, where we are a strict Real ID compliant state, and that's when they learned that they did not have the appropriate documentation to get a driver license renewed. So this is a great segue for me to talk a little bit about foreign-born vets. Studies show that there's over 500,000, somewhere between 530,000 and 640,000 foreign-born veterans alive today. And contrary to what many people believe, military service does not convey US citizenship. So what happens is a lot of times someone will serve in our military and be honorably discharged. Often they were told by a recruiter that their service and honorable discharge would lead to citizenship automatically, which is not true. And then the veteran goes on to live their life holding themselves out to be a US citizen, which is a problem because that is a felony and it is a deportable offense to do that. So my suggestion is, if you are a foreign-born veteran and don't have proof of your citizenship, like a US passport, or, for example, a certificate of citizenship or a certificate of naturalization, you may not be a citizen despite what you were told. And my suggestion would be to find evidence of your citizenship, possibly with the help of a qualified immigration attorney. And if you're not a US citizen, it may be wise to file for citizenship. If you serve during a designated period of hostility, there may be an exception to the green card or lawful permanent residency. There is an exception before becoming a US citizen, because generally US citizenship requires permanent residency first, but there is an exception for those who serve during designated periods of hostility. And of course, if you did not serve during a designated period of hostility and were not a green card holder, you may have some unique legal issues. So it would be wise to seek the advice of an attorney. So the Real ID Act will not go into full effect at least until April of 2021. Newark and Seattle immigration courts are reopened today with an extended filing deadline of the 30th, and USCIS will reopen, at least as of today, on April 7th. But please do go on their website, uscis.gov, to check if that is the case for your particular interview, if they will be open or not, as that date may change. If you have questions on topics you'd like us to discuss, please post a comment, send us a message or an email. My email is elizabeth@rambana.com. I hope you're well, and I'll do another video tomorrow. Thank you.